All right, what's up, everybody? Drew here. I am with Monse, and well, I don't know if the microphone. So today, we wanted to hop on here and talk about one of our favorite types of photo booth rentals. It's called the photo booth drop off. Is that your favorite out of all of the types of rentals we do?
Definitely. In, out, we get to do stuff in between. It's a blast.
Yeah. We are now pretty much all drop off for our rentals. So if you're wondering if we stay at events, the answer is yes, but only if it's like a corporate event where they want somebody there.
And we charge for it. Like, it's not like you automatically get attendance. We ask them, like, if you want attendance. For corporate, we don't ask because they normally want an attendant there. But, yeah.
What have been like if you don't mind telling the audience, like what have been some of the, the issues? Because everyone wants to know, like, I want to do a drop off, but XYZ. What have been some of the issues that we've encountered?
I mean, the only issue is really connection.
Internet?
Internet, yeah, like internet. So just make sure your connection is stable, and if it's not stable where you're at, like if you do one of those tests and
Speed test?
yeah, the speed test, and you didn't like bring a hotspot with you where it can, it can get a stronger connection. You just have to make sure you let the person know that, hey, like if it drops off, like if the internet like loses connection, your guests might not be able to get the photos right away, but they will once a strong connection is made. So it's not really a big issue, but yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh, so and so. So,
So that
sorry, we
is
have
digital
someone.
only.
Steve Chance, come here. Hey. So, yeah, Steve, we are doing now digital. We're doing a digital drop off, and we're also doing a print drop off. For the print drop offs, it's as easy. The main thing is to make sure you have it connected without internet. And with Luma Booth, you can actually do that. Man, we got 10 people in here. Shout out to everybody watching. So, yes, we are leading the way. We will be your guinea pigs. We are doing the digital drop off with prints now, but we're using a MacBook, and then we straight up will get the iPad, plug in the cable straight into the MacBook. MacBook gets plugged into the laptop. That does not require internet. Very important, because if you have your photo booth doing a drop off and you're relying on internet, the photos could possibly not send. So, another issue with doing a drop off, right? And we'll just talk about the digital. It is people moving the photo booth. This is something that happens maybe 5 out of 10 times.
No, it happens a lot of times.
More than half. I don't think it's
Either
more
they
than half.
move the photo booth or they move the backdrop, right? And then the photos just come out ugly, like with the backdrop like half down or half up, and you could see the background, and that's just it irks me. But I mean, like it's their photos. Like if they're moving it, that's on them, right? So if they come back to us and they're like, hey, like the photos didn't come out good, the backdrop was out of frame, it's like, well, when we started, right, and you can prove that with the photos taken at the beginning and also the recording we recommend you guys always to take
Yeah.
before leaving the event. They'll know that it was like in frame, so it was
Yeah.
like on them,
Yeah, so like again, like just to piggyback off what she said, you want to make you right before you leave, you take a video from the side profile, basically all the details, and then once you get back, you do that same video. So you could just say, hey, look, when we left, this was the distance, and when we came back, this was the distance. Also, really important, you guys, in the contract that we sell and the ones we use for our clients, there is a fee, right? We have a $50 fee if the photo booth is moved, meaning that somebody moved the photo booth. I have never charged anybody that fee. And I just mentioned probably half of the time they're moving it. But we have that in place just in case the client is like, oh, and then no one's ever complained. Let me just get this like clear straight up. Like no one has ever been like, oh, the photo booth moved, or like someone, you could see the top. No one's ever complained. But in case they complain and they say like the photos were far away, or the you could see the backdrop. I'll say, well, yes, someone moved it, and also in our contract it states if anyone moves it, X amount of money, $50, you can do it $100. But the fact that we have that there will kind of I don't know. It's kind of like a, how can I say it? It's like a psychological thing. So if they do complain, I can say, look, I'm not going to charge you the $50, even though it's clear that someone at your party moved it. So
Yeah.
did that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, and we normally don't say anything not like that petty, right? But like if they like break it or if something happens, then yeah, we'll definitely say something about it.
For sure, for sure. So Steve has a comment, and then we have Sir Lloyd. I love that. Steve, very interesting way to do it. Do you have a lockable printer case? So we don't have a lockable printer case. We have a printer cover with a built-in catch tray. If you go to our website, photobooth101.com, and then under the printer stuff that we sell, you'll see the cover with the tray. Without that thing, I wouldn't do the drop-off.
I think you might be able to see it in our last video we did with the 2 vents.
Oh, I uploaded that here too, yeah, on YouTube.
So it might you guys might be able to see it like in action.
Or you can just go to our website.
Yeah.
There's a video of it on the listing. Sir Lloyd is saying, hey, what up? You two are definitely a power couple and inspiration. My wife and I ran a photo booth company here in Queens, New York, but had to put the company on the back burner during the lockdown. Thank you so much, first of all. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, you know what? COVID was kind of like a reset. When all that stuff happened in the lockdown, think about it. How many people do you think were doing events during that time where people didn't want to be in the same room as strangers or other people? And why would you want a photo booth if you had to wear something over your face, So I think, Lloyd, if you're still interested, I tell everyone there's never been a better time. A lot of events
jumping into it this year.
Oh, we did. Okay. Oh, follow comment by Sir Lloyd. We are jumping back into the business this year, and we'll definitely be going the drop-off route. I have a question. Do you have any input on the designs of your booth design? What?
I think like
The ones we sell?
Yeah, the ones we sell.
Oh, yeah. So yes, the Deluxe Duo was the design is a creation of mine. It has everything that I've wanted in the photo booth. So if you go to our website, photobooth101.com, the Deluxe Duo has the easiest access to the iPad, you guys. And we're talking about a key. It opens up, you put the iPad in, you close it, and you can rotate it. So this photo booth was maybe like a year in the making. Our production team manager, Helen, and I were going back and forth, and you can kind of see the evolution of the Deluxe booth from seeing the first one. The first one only had the backdoor access where it would open up, you put your iPad in, you close it, you lock it, but you couldn't rotate it. Then we had the Deluxe Rotate, where it didn't have easy access to the iPad because it had the rotating device where you can rotate from portrait to landscape, back and forth. And then the Duo took the best of both booths. You have easy access to the iPad, and then you can also rotate it. And it was really important to make sure that the photo booth had no tools needed, right? Just 9 screws with your thumb, and we're talking about a 5-minute setup.
Easy breakdown setup. Yeah.
That's everything, because if you want to really grow this business and you really want to be able to do the drop off and get to a point where you can make a killing in this business, timing is everything. Other photo booths, I don't want to name any company names, but some of them take 25 minutes to set up, 20 minutes to break down. And if you're doing 3 events in a day, that extra 40 minutes can make or break your event. That can make you late. That could, you never know. So, all right, Alexa. Hey guys, quick question. I recently tested out my high-T printer to print 2x strips. It prints 2 copies because it cuts it in half. The first print comes out perfectly, but the second photo comes out slightly uneven. If as the printer doesn't cut exactly in half, any way to recalibrate? Is this an issue if you have? Well, if you bought the printer from us, we do support for that. We can help you through it, but it sounds like it's an issue with, not issue, but it sounds like you need to adjust it in Luma Booth.
Yeah,
so
we've had to adjust it before, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a printer setting. It's more of a software thing. So if you go to Luma Booth, it's under what? The
print setup?
Yeah, you go to the print setup tab, scroll down, there is an alignment page. You can adjust the photos to get it to perfectly. So what you do is you make adjustments, you run a session, you print, Then you see, okay, I need to adjust it a little bit more. You make those adjustments again. You go a session, you print, and then you get it to where you exactly to where you want it. And that might take you 5 to 10 minutes. So, all right, EXH40176. So scary dropping off the printer and laptop and taking off. Scared money doesn't make money. You know, look, when a lot of people are fearful, that is a great time to be greedy. And when a lot of people are greedy, that's a time to be fearful. So what am I saying? If a lot of people are scared to do something, that means that there is an opportunity, right? Same thing in real estate. Same thing I think applies in this business. So I'm telling you, it's going to change the game. I think we're going to get to a point where a lot of our events are going to be print drop-offs. But if everyone's scared to do it, that means there's not a lot of people doing it. And if there's not a lot of people doing it, you could become one of very, very, very few people doing it and have that, you know, be known for that company that does that. All right. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, just had a look. Looks great. Although, is the MacBook left on the top like that? Yeah, I mean, you can leave it like that.
We hide it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend hiding it. If you have a prop table, you can hide it under the prop table. You can put it to the side. And also with the MacBooks or any laptop, you can close it. You can actually, there's a setting to where you can have it closed to where it still operates, where it doesn't go to sleep. You want to get this next one from Sir Lloyd?
Super dope. One thing I would love to see is an option to add more light on the booth itself versus the stick lights.
Stick lights.
Versus like the additional lighting we have.
I mean, the ring light is more than enough lights.
It's really strong. I mean, a lot of people are like older people,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah, the ring light is well, for our booth at least, it's honestly, I don't think we ever really need extra lights. We will bring the extra lights out if we're doing glam or if we're at an event and we're getting paid really good money. Very rarely will we do that though. Like we'll bring the extra lights out, but the ring light's more than enough. I don't think it needs more. And you got to remember, sometimes more is a bad thing. More things can go wrong if you have extra lights off during a drop off. Since that's the topic,
Yeah,
you have to worry about them falling down and stuff.
We don't bring the extra lighting with a drop off.
No, never.
It just, people can trip on it. It's more, more of a hazard. But if you do have a backdrop that provides like shadows, that's when you would bring the extra lighting. But in other cases, you really don't need it.
Yeah, and also want to mention too, is there anyone watching, we have a sale going on. We have an Overstock sale for the DigiBooth. The DigiBooth is our entry-level photo booth. $13.99, you guys. Your opportunity to get into Photo Booth 101. It's on our website. It's usually $17.99 is the sale price. But since we got the new deluxe booths, we need to make room and we need to get rid of some of these digi booths. And when you order the booth, you also get access to our networking group chat. You have access to me as a mentor. You'll have my phone number. So if you have any questions about the business or tech questions about your booth, and then, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we have going on in Photo Booth 101. So I just wanted to mention that if you guys have been wondering, a lot of times people ask for discounts and right now is the time to get it. That booth will never, ever be cheaper than what it is right now. So once we sell out of the Overstock, we will drop the price. I mean, raise the price again. But let's continue. So what else can we say, man, about this drop-off option? Like, let's talk about more of the problems. Another issue with the drop-off, I guess this is a good one. It is 100%, sometimes, very, 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 very rarely, the booth will be unplugged. Could be a little knucklehead kid or someone drunk, they step on it, and that's happened, what, maybe 2 times for us?
Yeah, 2 times. And then there was one time where I made a mistake.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about the extension cord, yeah.
So the extension cord, I put it under a door, which they closed, and it like ripped it in half. So towards the end, when we came back to get it, it was completely off. And yeah, so that was my mistake.
Yeah. No, and then when you told me where you put it, I was like, why would you put it there? And you're like, there was space. But they closed the door and it got wedged. But I know a mistake I've made. It's not clearing out storage on the iPad. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So on Luma Booth, the photos also get saved on the iPad. And if the iPad is full of storage, like there's no more space, you can't run the photo booth. It'll literally like say like you need to clear space. So always make sure you're monitoring that. And I know I always tell everybody not to buy the biggest storage on your iPad. Get the smallest, and I still stand by that because the money you're gonna pay to get a 1 terabyte versus the lowest, it's going to be about $400, right? Roughly. You can go to Amazon and get an external hard drive, a 1 terabyte hard drive for like $65. Then you just transfer photos when it gets full. So remember to keep an eye on that. I guess that would be considered maintenance.
But also, there's like, it does save to the LumaBooth software, so to photo share. So you don't really need those photos. I know Drew has recommended to keep them just in case, but you should always let your clients know, like, after 1 year, like, there's no guarantee this thing will be live. So make sure to save your photos. So we say 2 weeks. And obviously it lasts way longer than that. But that kind of just saves our butt in case, like, it does get deleted or we do just end up just deleting everything, which we have.
Well, LumaBooth technically, I think, says they give you 3 months. But they've never in history have deleted someone's photos over the life they've been, in business. But, we like to just say 2 weeks, so. All right, cool. Wow. We got a lot of new comments here. Mando the Human, yo, what's up? Slow-mo 360 effects. Hi, guys. Hello. Mando the Human, do you guys use LumaBooth across all of your drop-offs? Yes. See, LumaBooth, it's the best app for the price, but I also like how simple it is. I mean, for a drop-off, would you feel comfortable having, let's just say, SnapPick, right? An app that has a lot of tech in it. But my concern with the drop-offs are the more tech that goes into it and the more the iPad has to work, to me, the more chances of it crashing, right? So LumaBooth, we just keep it simple. We don't add the digital props anymore. We don't have the filters on, and we keep it as simple as possible.
I mean, unless requested.
Unless requested, yeah. But then even then, like, that's only
It's
upon
simple.
request.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, to answer your question, yes. And if you guys want to use LumaBooth as your software, we do have a discount code. If you sign up for the year, it's only $195. Also, by doing that, you get entered. We'll send you the group chat link, LumaBooth private group chat link, where you can have literally get assistance. Not 24/7 assistance, but during the day, sometimes during the weekend, and it's been a really good place for people to learn. So let's keep this show going. Shout out to everybody here, all 16 of you guys. All right. Do you use a Jackery on your drop-offs? Yeah. Not every drop-off though, but there's times where they book it and they'll actually request it, so it's a $75 add-on. And then there's times where we use it just because we're lazy.
Yeah. And there's times where we didn't bring it and we're like, we wish we brought it.
Plenty of times. So now we're in the cycle of just bringing it with us all the time. We always
Just have it in the car.
because you never know. You never know. Like,
Remember that one time we had to use like 3 different cords?
oh yeah. So, but like honestly, the Jackery saves us about 5 minutes and maybe $1.50, $2 in gaff tape, maybe. So, yeah, we will use the Jackery for a drop off. Oh, and Monse actually, she at one of the events that she was working this weekend, used the Jackery to power the ring light on the Deluxe, the iPad, the laptop, and the printer. Am I missing anything else?
No.
And
And
then
it all fit in one, the big one.
Yep. So that was what, 3 hour, probably like what, 3 hours and 10 minutes, and then how much battery was left, percentage?
It was like 64% left.
Are you serious? Wow, that's crazy. Shout out to Jackery. Once I hit 12,000 subscribers, I'm going to apply again to become, what is it called? You're the PR person. What would I be called if I work with them?
Affiliate? I don't know.
An affiliate, I guess. I'm already an affiliate, like a partner.
An influencer?
An influencer. Well, I'm hoping they can start sending me some stuff. That's all I want. I just want the free stuff. All right. Do you erase photos every time? No, not every time. We don't. Only time when we'll erase photos is after we transfer it. And yeah, definitely got to transfer it first to make sure you have it before you do that. Message retracted. Why'd you retract your message? I love Luma Booth, super simple and gets the job done. Absolutely. DJ Dougzilla, I just added a photo booth to my business. Could I could I DJ and let it run itself? Absolutely. And look, only if you have an iPad photo booth. If you have a DSLR setup, you could potentially, but the chances of something going wrong go up by a lot. The iPad photo booth is literally the simplest, right? Think about this. A DSLR setup. You have the body of the camera, you have the lens, you have a hot shoe mount that goes on top, you have a cable from that hot shoe that goes all the way up to the flash, then you have to power the flash, you have the bulb, the umbrella, then you have a computer, and then you have wires, and then you have to charge everything. With the iPad, it's literally, the iPad is your camera, it's your computer, and it's just all those devices in one. And instead of a flash, you're using the ring light. How would you say that? Lenaltq Nior Inc. I was gonna ask you what you thought about Snappic. Snappic is a great app. Honestly, to me, I think it's one of the best apps. If we're talking about technology, and how you can customize every single little thing, but I can't get down with the price. It just doesn't make sense. And until we hit a point in the photo booth business to where everybody is expecting that new technology where you can turn yourself into a Barbie or all this crazy AI stuff, I'm gonna stick with Luma Booth. Look, with our sign up code, it's $195 a year on 2 devices, meaning you can have 2 different photo booths under that 195. Snappic, I'd be paying $170 a month for 1 device a month. So to me, it's a no-brainer.
And for Luma Booth, you don't only have to use like the iPad photo booth. You could do a 360 and the iPad. You could do.
Same thing with Snappic too.
Oh really? But it's only one though.
Only
I'm just
one.
saying,
True,
like,
true.
for
Oh,
2,
yeah.
like-
You have a 360 and an iPad photo booth. Yeah. And here's a little hack here for all my photo booth owners that have a 360 and an iPad photo booth. Hans, a good friend of mine, also Photo Booth 101 podcast co-host, he uses his photo booth, his iPad booth, as the sharing station, which is super cool. I never thought about that. He goes, yeah, it's my sharing station for my 360. Okay, so we got Juji GTZ. I just started my PB and learning everything from y'all. Thanks. I have my first 2 bookings. Any advice on how to present myself when I drop off? Hi, Photo Booth 101, Drew speaking. Hello? Hello?
That's exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, sorry about that. I gotta multitask here. Going on live does not pay the bills, guys. So I gotta be in 2 places at once. All right. Do you want to handle this one? Do you want any advice? I have a few things.
Well, I'm gonna say come early. Make sure you come like at least an hour or an hour and a half, depending on what your setup is and what you've told your client you're gonna take, before their start time. I would want to say make sure you have the deposit. I don't know if you got the deposit already. Make sure you talked about payment. Thirdly, when we first started off, we had uniforms, but not entirely necessary for a drop off, but you do look more presentable, more professional. And make sure you send them like a contract, some sort of contract before your event for sure.
Yeah. So, let me see. Let me give my 2 cents here. You're basically asking how to present yourself when I drop off. I definitely think it's a smart idea to not take your equipment out first. Meet up, go by foot, your point of contact. Let them tell you where exactly you're setting up, and you have to be thinking, okay, where's the electricity? Is this the best spot for the photo booth? Because even though they may want the photo booth in that spot, it may not be the best place. So you, as an expert, you have to look at the room and say, actually, that would be the best place. Why would it matter, right? Let's just say, for instance, if they want the photo booth right in this area, but there's a window there. And if you have a window and a backdrop, if the light goes through the backdrop, that is an issue. it's gonna really make for a bad photo. So you got to kind of have that experience, which you don't have if it's your first couple drop offs. Just try to know which is the best spot, and definitely make sure you get paid before you even start setting everything up. Worst place to be is trying to collect payment after the event or during the event when you go to pick up the booth. Negative, negative, negative. And just, the easiest way to ask is just say, hey, as we discussed, we do need to collect payment before we leave and start setting up. It's just easier for us this way. We don't have to bug you during the event or after the event. Because there's been times where they'll tell you, oh, we'll pay you after. Sometimes they're drunk. Sometimes they leave. Sometimes a fight breaks out. You never know, right? Like, well, not sometimes, but rarely. But
No, it happens.
it does that. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, and then also too, just make sure you go over everything that was discussed. Like again, like my wife said earlier, Monse said earlier, just in case the internet connection stops or slows down, people can still use the photo booth. They can still put their phone number or email, but everything won't get sent out until we get back to it. You have to over communicate. So I think that's something to remember.
Okay, I just thought of something someone else had asked about like mistakes and stuff. But one thing that has happened once is that our backdrop was full of beer and alcohol, and it was bad. It smelled bad. It was wet. But the good thing is that they're washable. So
Yeah, yeah. And then those backdrops, those beautiful backdrops you've seen all the videos are on sale on our website, you guys. Photobooth101.com. I think they're the best backdrops in ever. I think they're amazing. So just got to plug myself there. We got Mando the Human. I've been following you for a few years now. This is off topic. One, do you still do any of these side hustles? Two, if not, when did you decide to completely focus on your photo booth business? I love that. Great question. So yes, we still are doing the vending business. We're relaunching that again. The Honor Box, mobile car washing, not doing that anymore. Etsy, still on Etsy. Amazon FBA, no longer doing Amazon FBA.
but I am trying to do Amazon like affiliate. So I do a bunch of reviews, and hopefully they have me so I can get paid to review products.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, Monse has a little Reddit thing going on. She has what's it called?
Hobonichi.
A Hobonichi book. It's like a planner / daily journal, and she's been doing these movie reviews where because we have an AMC. Let me backtrack. We have an AMC pass where you get to see 3 movies a week, and we go about 2 times, maybe sometimes 3 times a week. And she's been rating the movies we've been seeing, but she posted about the Hobonichi on Reddit, and she just went to say, "Oh, like check it out, like look, And then people are actually looking at the movie reviews, and they've been grilling her because she said Madame Web was better than Dune, and people are like, "How dare you? Dune was a masterpiece." And
Dude, they can grill me on this too.
But yeah. So I decided to focus more on the photo booth business probably about a few years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, to go really hard in the paint. I think it was right after the whole pandemic thing happened. We, when everything started coming back again, again, I saw everyone being fearful. A lot of people selling their equipment, and I was like, look, I'm gonna go really hard once the mandates end and we can get back to the world, and that's exactly what we did.
And that was something we could both do.
Yeah,
so it was
exactly.
something we wanted to do so I was working at my business, Drew was still doing his side hustles and stuff. So we didn't really want to use our own money to pay for our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we're like, let's just do something together. And since Drew's been doing it for a long time, he already knew the business. So
Yep. Yeah. No. See, people too. We have more than one photo booth company. But the not the most recent one. The most recent one is the North Carolina company. But we started one. How long ago was it? 2 years ago, right?
For what?
For the wedding. Photo booth company. Charm.
We started 2021.
Yep, 2021. And that's right when everything came back to normal. So there's still an opportunity. There's still think about it. 2021. That's 3 years since the whole world was shut down. So many people gave up. So everyone's always asking me, is the photo booth business oversaturated? And I'm like, I think it's the opposite. It's a new business, you guys. It reset 2021. So, all right. My wife and I are on this journey together as well. We want to dive into other venue. Photo booth business will be the main focus. Love it, love it. We want the other side hustles to be passive stuff. Absolutely. And here's any advice to anyone. And I love that you're super motivated. Sounds like you're ambitious. You guys are really ambitious. But before you move, and this is to anyone, not just to you, before you move on to starting another business or another hustle, make sure you've put yourself in a position to where the current side hustle is doing good. I see it all the time. I see a lot of people start a photo booth business, right? Maybe they get a couple bookings, but they're not, in my eyes, successful yet, right? They're not consistently getting booked. So make sure the photo booth business is going well. You got a lot of bookings. Then maybe explore into to the next thing. Maybe it's a vending machine business or an honor box route. Then then you can scale. And I only say that because I care. If I didn't care, I just wouldn't even brought that up. So there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of hustles, but just make sure that all of the hustles have proper attention. And by the way, this is Chance, our dog. We named him after Chance the Rapper because we had no idea what to name him. And then we turned the radio on, and then Chance the Rapper's song came on, and then Monse was like, "What about Chance?" So I was like, "Sure." Yeah, not a lot of thought went into that one.
I can't see him with another name though.
Love it, love it, love it. Thanks for that nugget, dude. I will definitely keep that in mind. What's your Etsy store name? I am not giving that out because there's way too many trolls online, and that is one of the ways we make money. So unfortunately, I can't tell you. Let me see. I will be doing teeth whitening in the future.
Huh.
Cool.
How does that work?
Yeah, explain that. How does that work? Literally, I've seen a lot of that teeth whitening coconut thing online.
No, the coconut thing is not just for your teeth, but I mean to whiten it. It's for your gums, like to make them healthy.
Yeah.
True.
So let us know if you guys have any other questions here. We're gonna probably hop off, but I want to make sure I get to anyone's questions. I want to make sure that we can give you that attention. Oil pulling. Yep, that's what it's called. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. We did talk a good amount about the drop off.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait, one more thing. Hold on. I had something.
All right. Well, while she's thinking about that, I did forget something too. When we're talking about the photo booth drop off, you guys, a lot of people are worried about the event, the photo booth not working while they're gone. Here is the hack. Here is exactly how we know everything is going smoothly. On Luma Booth, you can go to the website, the hosting website. It's called photoshare.co. You can literally refresh the gallery link and you can see the photos that have been taken. So every 30 minutes to an hour, we'll refresh that. And if we see new photos or boomerangs, GIFs, or videos, that means that the booth is working and it's being used. That's how we do it. I know it's probably not the most optimal way, but I mean, if they're using it and you're seeing it, it's being used.
I remember. So another problem you can have is that, which is a good problem to have, is that you have too many photo booth drop-offs, right? So there was a time when we had like a bunch of photo booths and we had like maybe 8 to 10 in a day. So we would divide it. I would be the one kind of dividing the route, making sure like we're able to get to all these places in time before the event. And then when it came to pickup, we just had to make sure like which event space was the one that was gonna close first. Because there was one time when the communication wasn't clear between the event planner.
She was awful. She was the worst.
It was really bad. And she put 11 p.m., right? And we even talked to her after, like, okay, just this is your time from time. And then when we get there, they're closing the doors on us, not letting us get our equipment.
Well,
they're
no. She called us at 9 o'clock and was like, she was like, where are you? And I'm like, whoa, hold up. What are you? I wanted to be like, first of all, like, watch the way you're talking to me. But I'm like, I was like, we are picking up other photo booths. She goes, they're closing up. And I'm like, you said 11, and
Yeah, like it was, and then they were like, "Well, you're gonna have to come back Monday or something, right?" And we're like, "No, like you're waiting," and like it was just really bad, and that way like we learned like you need to make sure like completely like
Yeah.
does your venue close at 11 or like does the event end at 11?
Yeah, and she was one of these event coordinators where they thought you owed them everything, and like we are at their will. Like, oh, like you're here because of me, and it's like, man, I learned from that you don't always. Okay. So even after that event, she wanted to work with us again, and I was so excited when she called to tell her like, unfortunately, like we don't want to work with you anymore. And I was just like, it just wasn't a good experience for us. That felt so good. I mean, look, you guys, we can all, I hope everyone here can get into a position where you feel like you don't have to take an event. And I know that sounds like, to me, like that if I'm going to ever brag about our success in this business, it's to be able to say no. You know.
Be nice, but don't be a pushover. Like something, like you're there, you're providing an experience, something that the client wants, not, like it's just be proud of like what you do and like you're providing,
Yo, look at this guy.
I know he's so cute.
I'm scratching his ear. He's like in heaven right now.
You're the one providing the fun to that, that event. So,
and Mando, to answer your question, have you ever dropped off a DSLR booth? I would never, ever, ever, ever feel comfortable doing it. They're too fragile, too many moving parts, too many wires, too many connections. So I would never do it. iPad only.
And we have like done DSLR booths. So there was one time I did it by myself, and I moved it a little bit because the kids wanted to take a photo and the camera was too high up. So I moved the camera down. It completely turned like off or sideways. I don't know what happened. And it was just, I hated it. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want to do this again.
That's so funny. You know what DSLR booth I might do a drop off for? It is maybe a mirror booth. Only for the simple fact that it's so dang heavy that I don't think
move it.
I don't think they'd be able to move it.
Yeah, that's true.
But like even then, it's just all the moving parts. I don't know.
But the mirror booths are so heavy. Like I wouldn't be able to do it by myself.
And I mean it too. Like, look, I'm Team iPad, but I really do mean this. Like the deluxe duo booth that we have on our website, the one that we use, the one that we sell, the one that I'm always talking about. Hands down, I think is the best photo booth. I mean it too. The portability, right? The case it comes with, everything is easy. The setup time, 5-minute setup, maybe 3-minute breakdown, like no joke. The light, the power of the light takes the 12.9. You have the beautiful look of the mirror faceplate. It's just the best. And anyone watching this, you guys, the iPad is the way. It's the perfect introduction to the photo booth business. You don't need to know photography. You don't need to be super tech savvy. And it's the easiest setup to learn. So I guess that's a sign. That's a sign to stop. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go to photobooth101.com if you guys want to get started with us. We have mentorship available. We have a networking group chat. We have a software group chat. And anyone that ever buys a photo booth from us, we really try our best to make sure you succeed. So thank you guys so much. God bless. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.